think all his answers are, I think so. Was that his answer? I'm sure at the
end, that's what you said.
Yesterday, I think so, yeah. No, listen, I've known Ollie a long time, one of the nicest lads you'll ever meet, and I can tell just by his, even looking at his eyes, he's fuming. I think he's disgusted. Listen, like any manager, he's going to come out and try and defend his team. But he talks about characters and leaders. I always think the proof's in the pudding. You know, managers can back their teams up all they want. It's what they do on the pitch when the referee blows that whistle. And we didn't see that today. I keep talking about Manchester United here. We look at the first goal. I always go back. I always do, and I won't change my mind. We go back to the basics of football. It's closing people down, sprinting to people. And you look at the first goal, and it's summed up where Man United at the moment, you know. For all the lack of quality and lack of goal threat, to me, the young boy James has come in. They're almost dependent on him to try and win in a game. He's a young kid coming from Swansea. He's still learning his trade, yet they're almost hanging their hat on him. Rice and Noble ran the midfield today. Thought they were excellent. And now I feel for Ollie. I think his head must be spinning.
Are you talking about Manchester United though, in terms of the badge, Manchester United, the club, rather than?
Yeah, I suppose I am. Yeah, I suppose I am. Yeah, there's always, I suppose, that little bit of, when you've played for the club, I suppose a bit of loyalty, and you appreciate the history behind the club. But the reality is, and I've been saying enough for, I don't know, certainly a couple of years, the number of times I've watched Man United where they're just not good enough. A lot of these players, there's no point. We can be critical of players for, I suppose, I'd be critical of players who don't sprint and close people down. But a lot of these players aren't good enough for Manchester United. It's as simple as that. And we'll be having the same conversations throughout the course of the season. Just not good enough. And where do you start? Where do you start with this team? You're on about, they brought in some players. You're thinking, well, that's a bit of a start. They're better than what they have. But then you watch it today, and you're thinking, if you took them, if they had a different tops on today, that these players, you wouldn't think it's obviously Man United. You're thinking, the history and all that can only take you so far. But and it's the characters that where were people putting demands on each other today? I didn't see anyone kind of digging each other out. I didn't see. We talk about the goalkeeper. We talk about Maguire. These experienced players. I think my head is spinning as well. I'll be honest. I'll be joining Ollie. I don't know where to start. I really don't.
Is it getting worse for Manchester United, Jamie?
Well, it doesn't certainly look like it's improving. I mean, Man United, I think the worst thing you can ever accuse Man United of is being boring. They are possibly the most exciting team they've been, or always had that tradition of wingers, flying wingers, goals at either end, things happening. And just watching that, you don't actually believe they're going to score a goal. And that's what I think the away games that they've had now, I think it was Southampton, Wolves, West Ham, they're not even playing good teams. They're not even playing the top teams. Talking about Liverpool coming here today. And that's the thing with it. And in some ways, it reminds me sometimes when I was at Liverpool, where people say, you know, you're Manchester United, you should do this. You're Liverpool, you should do this. But it doesn't matter what your name is. It's what's on that pitch right now. And those players are not better than, probably slightly better than West Ham's. And we had that a lot of time at Liverpool. And people think of your name, but if you haven't got the right quality, they're the results that you're going to get, and it's not going to change. And we've said about the reception. I think Frank Lampard got here today. I think this club at Chelsea sort of understand, because they've had the transfer ban. We're going to bring in young players. There's no transfer ban at Manchester United. They spent more than anyone in the transfer market, and we're still sort of, young players. It was their decision to let Lukaku go. Okay, may not have been what Ollie wants, that centre forward, he's going to do certain things, but it's a massive goal threat. They never look like scoring a goal, Manchester United.